You're listening to Hey Pal, What's New with John, Alex, and Greg. Hey Pal, What's New is a product of Sack of Sin Entertainment. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and all other social media platforms. Hey Pal, What's New can be found on Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and all other podcast locations. Or check us out at sackofsin.com or heypalwhatsnew.com. Warning, Hey Pal, What's New contains explicit content. John, Alex, and Greg are a pair of vulgar Gen Xers. If you are easily offended, please stop listening and go download a nice tame podcast like
The Multiverse Fancast.
You have been warned.
Oh boy,
Gregory,
who's
you're
that?
on your phone.
I know, I'm sharing.
Are you watching TikToks?
No, I'm sharing.
You watching Hawk Tua?
I'm watching Rhode Island Red on
I gotta
V.
be careful. Some people are sensitive about the Hawk Tua kid. Girl.
Why? Why? Stop being so. Hey, guess what, everybody? It's Hey Pal, What's New?
It's Hey Pal, Hawk Tua.
Hey Pal, Hawk Tua.
Dude, you know what fucked me up about that?
I'm Greg, and that's the rusty trombone over there. Start the music.
It just threw me off because TUAW, which is how they're spelling the Hawk Tua,
Yeah.
was a website I used to go to all the time.
TWAH?
TAUW. TUAW.
Is that how you spell it?
Yeah, TUAW.
Oh,
Hawk Tua. HAWK. TUAW.
I don't know. Show
Which
me.
the site I used to go to was TUAW.com, which was the unofficial Apple weblog. Ain't no Hawk Tua going on there.
I don't understand. Show me on the doll.
Show me on the doll where you Hawk Tua.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we're back finally. I feel like we actually have a podcast when we're not on the air. It's just the texting between the two of us.
Oh,
so
my God.
It is ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, we took a break because Greg needed some R after
Need to hang by the pool.
got to hang by the pool at the old Borgata. A couple days. We actually had to get a regular room like a savage.
Oh, you poor
no
thing.
suite.
You poor thing.
Did stick the dildo on the mirror though. I was gonna send you a picture. Like, look at this beautiful view.
I don't know how you get all the way up there, man. You got to do like a handstand or something?
Sometimes you got to jump up there. You know,
That's right.
it's all good. But it was a good time. After between all the craziness and then my daughter graduating high school, your daughter
Mine
graduating.
too.
Yeah, I know. It was very cute. They both had the green. It was very cool.
It was.
So it was great. That
Well,
was
yours may have been cool, but mine was fucking swelteringly hot.
God, I felt so bad
Dude,
for
I
you.
went under the bleachers, and it was like 30 degrees cooler under the bleachers, I think.
Was it really? Were
And
you
it's-
looking up the skirts like in the Animal
No,
House?
they have those bleachers that like you can't see up under.
Rats.
But when we got there, there's all these people like on the field level, on the track in seats, and I'm like, well, who the fuck you got to fuck around here to get those seats down there? They got chairs. We're all sitting on metal bleachers.
Oh yeah, I mean my school, for Zoe's school, they were like all upset, like, oh, we have to have ours inside. I was like, no, inside an air conditioned gym,
Inside,
absolutely.
good side.
Oh, it was beautiful.
I paid a lot of money for the air conditioning in this building through my tax dollars. I want to enjoy it.
The $80 million freaking high school, I want that freaking AC pumping in there.
That's right.
And it was interesting because when I went in there, I was like, do gyms have AC? I'm sure the theater does, but it's in the gym. No, the gym has air conditioning in it.
Damn it.
It was beautiful. I got like a nice front row seat. They moved me up there, and me and the old lady, me and the old memer. But it was really cool. It was awesome to see Moo graduate and Zoe graduate, and now it's a couple months, and then off to Yukon.
Yeah, and Mila's going to DCC, but she's been working with Kate for the summer.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
the story's coming back from there.
oh, I'm sure.
Jesus. If I thought the freaking stories from Kate with the added animation of Mila to a story, that fucking girl. Kate knows how to tell a story. Mila knows how to fucking tell a story.
Mila can spin a yarn. She can definitely spin a yarn.
You know, we getting into my what's new just real quick.
Absolutely.
Yesterday was my niece Ava, Ed's daughter's bridal shower. It was a shower. They're doing it as a Jack and Jill, her and her fiance Ryan.
It's usually the safe way to do it.
And I'm sitting with my brother, and I think I told you this story. We're sitting there, and his ex-wife is there, and she's like, afterwards, everybody come back to the house. And I nudge my brother, I go, hey, I think I know the guy who used to live there.
Touche.
Touche a day.
Yeah, that's like one time Manal had to. Zoe needed a ride somewhere, and I couldn't do it. So I was like, I'll pick up Zoe and bring her back to the house. I'm like, oh, thank you, because she was already out. She got off the train from work. So she's never been to my house in New Fairfield. So she gave the directions and she went up there, and I was like, yeah, you see that house I paid for? That's falling apart? Yeah.
Well, at one point, somebody gave my brother a hug and left like a little stain on the front of his shirt.
Ooh.
And Mila being Mila, she goes, what she said was, looks like you need a bib. Right?
Yeah.
But in my head, knowing my daughter, I first thought she said, looks like you being a bitch. I was like, did you just call Uncle Eddie a bitch? And she's like, what?
Why not?
It was really funny.
Oh God. Yeah. Be on the lookout. Hey pal, what's new? The new T-shirt. #upgrade.
#upgrade.
Coming up soon. Yeah, we got to really start pushing those shirts. But anyway, yeah, no, you had a good week. I mean, it was a nice couple of days for me just to kind of unwind. Yeah. I started a new position at work, doggy style.
Doggy,
I know you like the back of your hand.
Basket job.
Yeah. No, so yeah, it was nice to have a little break, and now we got 4th of July coming up, and fireworks. What was interesting, too, about which was really great is, I don't know if your school did it, but New Fairfield, they actually live streamed it, the graduation.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if Spack and Kill does it, but Mayapack does.
Oh, Mayapack streams everything. It's awesome. Yeah. Old Stas.
Old Stas.
But no, that was great because my whole family got to watch it at home. And like my Aunt Laura, and we had a whole group text going. It was called the Zoe Fan Club. Oh. And everybody was just, like, hey, way to go. They were watching it, and my Aunt Loretta's just like, it's so nice to sit and watch a graduation with a glass of wine and a cigarette. I was like, oh man, I envy you.
It's not like our graduation.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, my graduation. Talk about a.
Back in the days when I was young.
God damn it, we're old. I know my 2 graduations, the high school graduation. I have this great picture of me shaking the superintendent's hand that my parents bought. Like, look at your graduation. I said, you know what's happening in that picture? I'm handing him a condom. Because we all had bags of condoms, and we were handing, everybody that was going up was handing him a condom, and he was like putting them in his pocket.
Oh, God.
And then my college graduation was, I thought of you because you were dying of heat in that graduation. Mine was like that for college.
Yeah.
And I had a cap and gown, obviously, because I was graduating college. But it was black, and it was like so fucking hot, and I was dying, and I was sweating. And I was like, oh, my God, I just need a drink. And luckily enough, my girlfriend at the time was in a sorority. The fraternity boys all knew me. They were like, here you go, buddy. They gave me a McDonald's cup about this big filled with beer.
Nice.
Ice cold fucking beer. And I was just sitting in the stands like, all right. And what was awesome about my Zoe's graduation, if you watch it, is that I had no idea. In the middle, they're like, okay, now the school orchestra, the senior class band will be playing a song, blah 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 blah. Up gets my daughter, and she's freaking conducting. I'm like, awesome. But when we did it in '89. It was the school chorus, and a couple of people got up and sang. They weren't in the chorus. They just got up and started. They're like,
well, back when Bruno used to substitute at the school, when I was working there, she would come in and substitute, and she used to be like, "You were in chorus." Like, Bruno, I was never in chorus. She's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I just had a free period. You just show up and stand there and sing with the chorus." I was like, "Didn't you ever wonder why I was never in the concert?"
I love Miss Bruno. I still see her to this day. Every couple of weeks, I'll see her. She texted me and Facebooked me because she ran into my mom and she was like, "Oh, So anyway, enough about our old asses. We're back and we're happy to be here. And the detox is over. Now I'm like, oh my God, I get in front of a mic. So what do we got going on in the world?
I'll tell you what we got going on in the world.
John, you got any news?
I do.
We got a lot.
Yikes. Old Grandpa Martin Mole.
Yeah. president of the Schooner Tuner.
The president of the Yeah, Martin Mull. 80 is young. God
80
bless.
is young. Yeah, I mean, such a character actor. He's just freaking up there. I mean, I always think of him as Mr. Mom. That movie always pops up. Yeah, Schooner Tuner. It's like Schooner Tuner. Try to say that fast. Yeah, it's a bummer.
And go ahead.
No, you were gonna read the next one on the death parade.
Yeah, Shifty Shell Shock.
Come, my lady, come, my lady, be my butterfly, sugar baby. Yeah, sad. It's sad when people can't get it. Like it's.
Yeah.
He was one of those guys
he struggled for years though.
Like he was on. Obviously he had the one hit wonder. And then,
we all?
Yeah, true. I'm better than one hit, no hit wonder. My Ray Jonathan. No, not really.
No.
Yeah. What? But yeah, no, he had that hit, and then he was on like Celebrity Rehab.
Oh yeah,
Sober House, and I remember like a few months ago there was the big news that they were playing some show, and it was like. Oh boy, it was like one of those like kind of like with the guy from Smash Mouth. It was like some fair, and he got into a fight with one of his band members, and they beat the shit out of him.
I just
they get sucked into that music LA scene, and then where it's just
the rock star lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean even me at like a very small level. We would play shows at like the Limelight and stuff. It was like any drug, drink you could imaginable. It's like, here, you want it? It's here, take it. And you're like, we used to always tease because it was like we'd get buckets of beer and all kinds of drugs, but like nobody gave us like food or like water. It's like, here's a bucket full of beer. It's like, can I have a Diet Coke? Like I can't. So yeah,
can I have a Poland Spring, please?
Yeah, you get caught up in this, and it's really sad when you see somebody like I've seen in the rooms before where people come in and you just look at them and you're like, they're not gonna make it. They can't. They just can't get it.
They're 2 days in. They're already making excuses.
Yeah,
and making plans.
Yeah. Yeah, they're already. We call it white knuckling, where they're just sitting there and they're like shake. And obviously when you're first getting sober, those first 90 days are freaking key, right? You're just trying to get through it, and any way you can. But yeah, when you see people that are already like planning their escape and like I got to go to this thing, and the people.
When I get my wife and kids back, I'll just drink on this a little bit.
Yeah, or they get like the the revolving door where they would come in. There was one. I felt so bad for her because I went to this one group during the summer, and this poor woman, she would be like sober for a week and then back to 90, back again, in again, out again. It was just like, you just can't get it, man. You just gotta fucking stop. But it's not easy.
Everyone.
It's not easy. Yeah. So, anywho,
rip Shifty Shell Shock.
Yep. Everybody, pour out your 40s.
Norman Reedus.
He's okay, right?
He's okay.
All right. Whew.
And he apparently says that the Boondock Saints 3 movie is coming, and it's going to be big.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it is. I don't even remember the second one. All Saints Day or something like that, was it?
Yeah. The first one was fucking great.
The first one's
classic.
The first one's classic.
Kind of made Norman Reedus' career, that fucking movie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's how you know who watched the Boondock Saints when you first started watching Walking Dead. You're like, oh, it's Boondock Saint guy.
Well, there's a show I watched that I will get to during TV that Manny walked through and he goes, hey, dude, wait, that's the guy from Preacher.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the only place I know he's been in tons of other shit.
Yeah.
It's the guy who played Preacher. And that's all I know him. Like, I immediately go back to, hey, that's Preacher.
It's who you associate with. Like,
that was such a good show.
I mean, Juan Carlo Esposito, I still say, bugging out.
Bugging
out for freaking do the right thing.
That's right.
It doesn't matter. He'll always be bugging out to me, man. How much you pay for those Jordans? $100. $108 with tax. Yo, how come you got no brothers on the wall?
Oh, shit.
Black Panther don't eat pizza. We don't eat pizza.
And the only other news that's kind of relatable to what we're talking about today, Quiet Place Day 1.
Yes.
I did go see it.
Ooh.
We'll get to that. But apparently it broke the record for that movie franchise for box office in the opening weekend.
That's surprising.
Yeah, because I think the first one did really fucking good, and the second one did really good.
Yeah, it's one of those things I did see where it's like the first Quiet Place, the John Krasinski one had a small budget. It was like,
and it was filmed locally.
Yeah, it was
all up here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about
There's
that.
a scene where like they're at I think it's in the second one where they're at his son's baseball game.
Yes.
And the kid's wearing a shirt that just says Millbrook.
Oh, no shit.
Yep.
Forgot about that. Yeah, because you just binge watched 1 and 2 before.
Yeah,
you saw
I
that
rewatched them. I've seen them before. I just had to rewatch them just for. You don't need them, but it does. There's a guy that's in the new one that was in the second one. That's like, well, I know he don't die.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that. Like they showed him in the trailer, and I'm like, wait, oh yeah, he's from the second one because the first one for me, it was the first one had. The budget wasn't that big, and I think it was like a $10 million budget, and it went to $100 million or something like that. So the budgets have been getting higher, but still, you're like kind of like, oh boy, I don't know, like a prequel, a day one, you're like, but
all right.
It did pretty well.
I'll tell you about it.
Yeah, we'll get to our movies. I watched a couple, you watched a couple. We got a ton of TV, even some traileroos that are a bunch of traileroos that are out that we could talk about. So
wait, you want to hit the traileroos?
Yeah, let's hit the trailer.
Hit the traileroo button.
We'll do that. Yeah, because that's it about the news. We don't got nothing else about that shit. Go figure it out.
Now, hold on there 1 second here, young fella. I was thinking about...
It's our number one fan, Kevin.
Get down in the old pickup truck.
Our only fan, Kevin.
Kevin only fans.
Where we can go sit down and eat a tub of popcorn and...
Jerk each other off.
Check out some preview.
Yeah, before we get into the trailers, we talk about our only fan, Kevin.
Kevin, the only fan.
Listen, if you're out there right now and you see us and you're scrolling through your Facey page or your Tweety books or whatever the fuck you scroll through, and you see our two ugly mugs, hit a like or put a comment in there. It helps with the algorithm and it helps as far as viewers. And we want to start monetizing this stuff. So even if you go on there and say,
ring the bell.
You don't even have to watch that long. Just say, hey, dickwads, and then leave. That's fine.
Just Kevin's gonna write, hey, dickwads.
Go ahead, Kevin. Write dickwads on it. I don't because
I
we
don't
are
want
dickwads.
Kevin to get banned for profanity.
I mean, come on, the TikTok right now, it's getting up to almost 30,000 views, that one.
Oh, my.
It's still going, that one. Craziness. Everybody stopped with the hate on it, though, which was nice. And we're getting some more fans on it, so thank you for that. Ooh, that's what I haven't watched yet. Man, talk about ADD episode. Summer Rental.
Oh.
It's summertime. It's July 4th weekend. I gotta watch Summer Rental.
Gotta watch Summer Rental.
John Candy, a fucking classic. The Barnacle. That's what we talking about. Love, exciting, and ooh, come aboard. We're expecting you. Okay, it looks like the last of the oyster crackers. See, Cinco Scully's catches of the day. And I still remember from freaking Stolberg. It's fresh grouper.
It's fresh grouper.
See, Cinco Scully's catches of the day. Classic movie. Anywho.
So trailers.
Trailers ahoy.
Trailers ahoy. We got Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
I don't know how I feel about it.
I don't know either. It's kind of funny seeing what's his nuts in there because he played Nosferatu in that other Nosferatu movie.
Willem Dafoe.
William Dafoe. Yeah.
Willem
Dafoe. You know,
Willem
I'm kind of a scientist myself. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, my Willem Dafoe.
Okay, here's my take on it. Ready? I'll wait for streaming.
Absolutely. Like I said, even with the last Voyage of the Demeter, I still have not watched that. It's on.
No, me neither.
It's on HBO.
And Manny said it was good.
It looked good too, but it's there's so much content out right now. Like we'll talk about the movie I watched, and I was just like, all right, I got to start watching.
You know what I am going to go to the movie theater for?
What's that?
Flight Risk.
You are not.
I got a Regal Pass.
You got the Regal Pass. I'll go as your wife. That was another
goddamn hijacking.
It's a goddamn plane. That fucking hair.
The pilot.
That fucking hairdo.
Mark Wahlberg with the fucking horseshoe haircut. For those who don't know, this movie is apparently about like this, U.S. Marshal is transporting a witness who's going to testify against the mob. This is what I've gotten from the trailer.
Yes.
And Mark Wahlberg kills the pilot and pretends to be the pilot, but he is a pilot.
Yeah.
So that he can kill the witness.
Yeah. And
then they crash.
The Marshal figures it out like kind of midair.
Yes.
Which is always smart.
No, it wasn't
to
the
do.
marshal. It was the prisoner because he reaches under the seat and finds the pilot's ID, and it's like, that's not the guy flying the fucking plane.
Yeah.
And shows it to her, and then
And then his hat comes off, and that fucking head, dude. Just because you put on a fucking horseshoe wig does not make you a good.
oh my
actor.
god, and it doesn't even look good.
No, it looks horrible.
You can tell it's like a baldy cap.
Yeah, that was a bold choice. I was like, really?
Bold choice cotton.
Hey guys, you know what I should do? I should get a fucking.
Hey,
I
Mark,
should get a horseshoe haircut.
Mark, why don't you go all in and fucking shave your head into a horseshoe haircut?
Yeah,
And have them fucking straight razor that every day on set before you go on camera.
it was just bad.
It was bad.
but it does look Hey, anybody need a pilot? You know,
Hey, new
no.
pilot?
There's the fucking tagline. Yeah, so there was that one.
Smile 2, which I never saw Smile 1.
You've never seen the first Smile?
Nope. And I'm watching the trailer today. It was actually before A Quiet Place Day 1. Mm-hmm. It was one of the trailers, and I'm watching it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? A Smile's Contagious?
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever. And,
The first one is actually better than I thought it was going to be.
okay.
I saw it in the theater with Violet and her friend because they love horror movies. And it was creepy. It was good. It wasn't like, it's not as bad as Night Swim or the other movie I just watched. But it's up there. I mean, a sequel to it, yeah, okay, more people are smiling. It's the premise of the first Smile is that it's just some kind of curse where somebody they see, I don't even remember, but it passes on and it's a family thing, and yeah, but I can see how it keeps going.
Always gonna spoil it.
Yeah.
Spoil a 2-year-old movie. Go ahead, I dare you. You won't do it. You don't have the balls.
Well, the main character fucking dies in the first one.
Oh my god! Well, she's in the second one. That like girl that was in all the commercials.
No. Well, the psychiatrist that they focus on through the
Oh
whole
my
movie.
god! All I know about is the fucking girl that was in all the ads.
Yeah, no, it's a different one. It's a different one.
She's in the second one.
Well, I don't know, but yeah, more smiles, some more smiles coming at you. But
Hey, Smile Strip Club up here in Dutchess County, right by the Dutchess County Airport. Full nude, no booze.
That's right.
$10 cover,
Yeah,
allegedly.
allegedly.
Stopey, let us know.
I think I've heard of that place. That's the one where you wear tracksuit pants. Gotcha.
That's right.
Okay. You get that friction, baby. It's not just a Better Than Ezra album. Anyway, yeah, that's my foot. Yeah, so there was Smile
mic
2.
is
What
foot.
else was out there that trailer-wise? I did see the Batman, the Caped Crusader, the new animated series one.
Oh man, for a guy who doesn't watch animated shit, you're watching a lot of animated shit.
All of a sudden, dude, man, like all of a sudden, between X-Men 97 and this, maybe I've turned the corner. I don't know, but it looks good.
All right.
I never full disclosure, I never really watched a lot of the Batman animated series. Some of it.
I did. It was one of those things. I think it was like on like after I got home from something, so I was always just watching it.
Yeah. I think it was. Didn't you always watch it in the video store with Tolly?
Oh, that too.
I think that was it too, because I remember you guys used to watch that shit.
And then after the store would close, we'd watch porn and jerk each other off.
as well you should. Which, by the way, speaking of jerking off your friend, Hey Pal, What's New? If you go to Hey Pal, What's New, / Tolly's Take, our buddy Tolly has a bunch of reviews out. Since he's always putting out really, really good reviews, and we used to do the animated Tolly's Take and all that stuff, which was good, but like he would just ramble them out on Facebook. I was like, dude, we'll make you a page. And he's been going gangbusters. He sends us the video, the reviews. We put them up. He
even sends us an image to use for the review.
He's a sweetheart, that sweet bear. Yeah, he's got stuff up there for the bear, a couple of movies.
Yep.
Yeah, check them out. And if you want to get reviewed too, like say there's that cool band, the Schwegs, right? They got an album out or something. You want us to review it? Just email us. Let us know. We'll review it. I'll give you an honest review. Either myself or the Toll Master. Yeah, so get yourself some free reviews for now, because they ain't going to be free for long. And it's interesting. I mean, Tully always has a really good take on movies. So
yes.
And he's got reviews up there for, like
and
I said, The
usually
Bear.
agree with him, but
Sometimes.
sometimes.
Yeah, there's times where I'm like, But anyway, but that's the beauty of you don't have to all agree on the same shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, check it out. Go to heypalwhatsnew.com. Hit the button for Tolly's take. Read his reviews.
That's right.
As they come out, we'll start just sharing them that way individually. But you can go on there. He's got about like 6 or 7.
Check out his website. The only other trailer was Penguin for the Penguin TV show.
Yeah, that came out after we were like in the missing.
It looks. I mean,
it
looks
like,
good.
It looks Sopranos like. It's
Yeah.
very cool. And apparently there was a thing where
Don't promise me Sopranos.
the Pattinson will be in it. Okay. Yeah, because there's bets out there on like what episode he'll show up in. I don't think he'll show up in like a major capacity, but
I don't think he'll show up as. You think he'll show up as Batman, or he'll show up as just Bruce Wayne?
See, that's the thing. We don't know. I know that he is. Apparently, they're confirmed that he is in it. But you got to figure. I mean, that show takes place immediately after the first Batman movie, so he's around. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't be blowing up shit and having a whole bunch of mob stuff without having Batman going like, "What's going on over here?"
All right.
Yeah, I think we got through the trailers. What do you want to do first? I mean, TV is going to be a fucking bear. No
Okay,
pun
real
intended.
quick. I saw 2 movies. We'll just go movies. I saw 2 movies.
Let's do it.
I saw Inside Out 2.
Ooh, Electric Boogaloo. How was it?
Why do they got to do this to me, man?
They pull on the heartstrings,
They
right?
pull in the heartstrings, and it's just...
Was it Bing Bong sad, or was it...
No. It was just, it's anxiety.
Yeah, we have kids that have dealt with the same thing. Like, they might as
Yeah.
well, the first one we might as well called Zoe, and the second one Violet.
Shit.
But yeah, just growing up with teens and stuff. I mean, it's going to hit a Billy. I
Look,
know it's going to hit a Billy.
Parents out there, if you want to try and understand what the fuck is going on in your teenage kid's head, your preteen kid's head, watch this fucking movie. Because it just kind of gives you like a peek inside what's going on. I mean, it's a good story. It's, anxiety takes over and
Of course.
banishes the other, emotions, if you will. Mm-hmm. And just like the last one, they have to make their way back to the control center.
Yeah, just like any teen, anxiety's always going to take over. So, yeah, I heard it was really, really good. It's going to be one of those movies that's going to hit a Billy. So,
yeah.
I
If it
think it's
hasn't
close
already.
now. Yeah, I think probably after this weekend it will, because I think it was last time it was like almost at like 800 million globally. So, yeah, I mean, it's just got to fart right now and make a Billy. So, good for them. Reaches $1 billion at the box office in record time. Yep.
So it has.
Yeah, and it's well deserved, man. Pixar needed a win, especially since freaking Chapek took all those other movies like Turning Red and all those other ones and dumped them on Disney Plus. Now the old what's his face, the Iger Man is back.
Yeah.
Now he's kind of righting the ship, and they're getting their
In
due.
all respects, too. Like, even in the parks.
Oh yeah, I mean Chapek is that guy. He just kind of fucking screwed the pooch, and it's like JJ coming back to Star Wars, even though he fucked up Rise of Skywalker. It's like, all right, we're gonna course correct this shit. So yeah, now that's good. Inside Out.
And the other movie I saw was A Quiet Place Day One. Now look, hold on, let me find my button. Where's my?
I mean, spoil the shit out of it. I don't care.
Okay, people. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna give you a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fucking diapers. I should.
All right. All right. If you don't leave and you don't want the movie spoiled,
Bloody damn it. How will you explain that?
okay.
Oh God, yeah, I forgot about old Pedro. Batman gets shot at the end.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So the whole premise is it's the start of everything with these aliens.
Now it's just a different location, right? Because
It's New York
Quiet Place
City.
Part
Is upstate
2,
New York.
Yeah, because Quiet Place Part 2, you kind of saw the beginning of it.
Well,
It's
yeah,
just a different place.
it all takes place in upstate. That one takes place in upstate New York, which is where it was filmed, and they make their way to that island off the coast of New York.
Yep.
How do I put this? So the girl that we see in the trailers is a person dying of cancer.
Lupita
They
D'Alongo.
take a trip into the city.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to go get pizza in Harlem.
As you do.
So this whole fucking movie is like her trying to make her way to Harlem to get pizza.
I heard it was based around pizza.
Because her dad was a musician and he would play, and afterwards they would go get pizza at this place, and she knows she's dying. So she's like, look, I just want to go get a fucking slice of pizza from this place because I know
If
it's
you're
going to be the last slice of pizza that place ever had. So I want to go get some.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And she's got a rule. One bite, everybody knows the rules.
That's right. I give it a solid 7-8. 7-8.
How spoiled do you want this?
You spoil the shit out of it.
She makes it to the pizza place and it's burnt down.
Fucking diapers. I shit my pants every day. I can't walk.
Fucking
I can't
classic.
Walk, you know?
The only other ridiculous thing is
kill me, you cocksucker.
you got a fucking sound hunting alien.
Should have went to Race Famous, you fuck.
And then she's walking around the whole movie. She's got this fucking cat that she's carrying with her. And I'm
I've
like,
seen the cat.
dude, here's my problem. Maybe I'm spoiled by Quiet Place 1 and 2, where it's a very quiet fucking movie.
Oh, yeah.
And they're talking in sign language. This, they're fucking like, oh, there's a little noise over there, so we can feel free to just talk.
Yeah.
Because
there's a lot
that
of
noise
whispering.
is louder than what we're doing. And like, standing in the water fountain and be like, so we can talk here, but we have to keep it lower than the water. And then it starts raining, so they could just sit there and talk because it's raining.
Well, they got to figure out ways to do that. It's kind of like Quiet Place Part 2 where they go into the freaking that safe thing and they can talk.
The furnace?
Yeah.
Which is fine, but like...
That's what I think about it.
It's, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of fucking Blair Witch.
Oh.
The first Blair Witch was like so good.
Oh, yeah.
And the second one tried to recapture what the first one did and fell really short, but in its own right, it accomplished something.
I'm a Blair Witch 2 defender. I don't know why.
No. It's a good movie. It just, as a sequel to the Blair Witch, I think you went in that expecting something similar, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
And then they made another one after that.
Yeah, and it was based around Heather's. It looked like a remake, but it wasn't. It was like Heather's cousin or something like that.
And
Goes
you're just
back
like-
into the woods to find. It's fucking dog shit, and they're making another one now too.
Well, that's a whole other story. I think they're rebooting the series.
Whatever.
And the people who created the original one are pissed because they don't get anything from that.
They're poor as shit.
They're
I think
poor
we
as
talked about it in the
fuck.
past. Yeah, in the past episode.
So, I mean, Quiet Place, day one, I'll maybe give it a 2.5 pals.
Ooh.
I'm not going to rewatch it. I
Yeah.
just didn't find it that... It didn't pull me in enough.
I'm glad that it's doing well in the box office, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's not. I'm not rushing to the
Well,
theater.
here's the other thing is I went to the open caption version
Ooh.
where they have closed captions on the screen
Oh, okay.
and they giving you fucking the dialogue
Yeah.
of every other fucking line. I'm like, wait, they just said something else. What the fuck did they like? I'm the guy who watches TV with the captions on.
Oh, me too.
And then when it was like, oh, open caption, I was like, fuck, the captions will be on the screen. Cool. I'll go to the later show just to get that. It was like half the shit wasn't up there. You know when you're watching closed caption and it's a live show and it's a little delayed or
Oh,
they
yeah,
miss
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It felt like that and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like
Plus, it's a quiet place. Do you really need closed caption for a quiet place?
you do.
Oh. Well,
Things in the background going on that you gotta hear.
speaking of very quiet movies,
I'm gonna text Tolly to tell him to come
tell
back.
him to come back unless he doesn't want to get spoiled by this other one, which there's really not that much to spoil about. I rented and saw, because I've been dying to see this movie, In a Violent Nature. That new horror
Yeah.
movie. It's supposedly on Shudder,
Yeah,
but
we talked. I think we talked a little bit about this. How there was some issues with people with the movie about what the premise was told it was going to be and what it actually wound up kind of.
no, I mean it kind of stuck to the plan. It's based on the perspective of the serial killer or the slasher, instead of following the and it was an interesting premise to see, like, when it's very Friday the 13th, you're following the slasher as
Right.
he's going to kill these people.
Right.
The way it was shot was pretty cool. Definitely, like, sound wise, like, I wish I would have watched this movie with like headphones on,
Right.
because there's no soundtrack. All you hear is just, and it's like almost like you're playing a video game. Like I was telling you about, there's the Friday the 13th video game on Xbox where you can play Jason and kill the counselors. You're doing that. You're just kind of walking. Like, the whole premise is there's a stick in the ground and there's a necklace. come with me on this ride because I'm gonna fucking talk about it and spoil the shit out of it. Not that, yeah, go ahead, turn that shit up. Who gives a fuck?
Come with me,
and
you will see.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that too. I watched. That was the other one I watched.
I watched those 2 documentaries.
I got to hear about that one. But let's get to this one since it's kind of in the quiet place kind of thing. So there's a pole in the ground with a necklace, and these fucking stupid kids, which first of all, they're all going camping in the woods in this cabin, right? Now, I told Manal when we were watching, I was like, are these guys even friends? Because they're all just like shitting on each other and yelling at each other and arguing before they even got there. They see this necklace and they're like, oh, cool, what's that? The necklace. They take it off the pole. And they walk away. And they see this, like, cat. And all of a sudden, out of the ground comes this guy. Johnny is his name. Johnny. Comes out very Friday the 13th. And then he's just walking. And he's walking. And it's really quiet. And you hear all the chirping. And then you hear, or a gunshot, or a bear trap, or something. And he goes, oh. And then he walks over to that. And then he sees the people that he's talking. And then he sneaks, and then he kills them. And then he walks some more. And then he walks over, and I hear that. And he walks over there. That's basically what the movie's about. God. There is some kind of story to it, like, he was killed, and then he killed all these counselors. And it makes no sense. Like, I got frustrated. Because at first I was like, okay, I like the premise of like, oh, let's follow the slasher. But when the slasher doesn't say anything, like a Jason, and he just wanders around the woods, you can only watch that for so long before you're like, dude, fucking get on with it, man. Like
it's like Red Dead Redemption before you have a horse and you have to walk everywhere.
Yeah, and you're just like, and there are parts where they do cut back to like it's not always first perspective the whole time. Right?
And that was one of the things they promised, that it was going to be this whole like, the whole movie was from the perspective of the killer.
Well, I'm kind of glad they didn't, just because it would be fucking, I'd be bored to tears. I was bored to tears with it in the beginning. The only thing I could say about it is some of the kills in it are freaking great. There is one kill that I want to show you after the pod. Everybody's talking about the yoga scene.
Right.
Kill in it. Like, we were just like, oh, Jesus. Oh my God!
How does that work?
Yeah, and there's some good kills in it. But other than that, man, it's got more walking than fucking Lord of the Rings. You're just a lot of walking, a lot of quiet. There's one part where he kills this camp counselor guy, not camp counselor, this park ranger.
Okay.
And he kills him, right? And then he proceeds to drag his body into this shed. And then they have like a wood cutter, like the log splitter.
Yeah.
And then he just proceeds to put his arm in it. Ooh, cuts his arm off. Oh, let's put his head in it now. And you're like, okay. And then finally, the final girl gets away. She sees a car, and she waves it down, and this woman takes her into the truck and takes her to the hospital. And then it proceeds to be 15 minutes of exposition dump. And you don't fucking care. You're like, no. And there's fucking horror channels that like are saying how great it is, like Dead Meat James and Rockland Graves and these other shows that I watch.
Right.
Bullshit. That thing was fucking.
That's right.
dumb.
You heard it here. Gregory's calling you out on it.
I give it a solid 2 pals out of 5.
Oh.
Only because yoga mat scene, and that's about it, man.
Well, you know what I give 5 out of 5, pals?
What's that?
The Gene Wilder documentary.
I'm like, yes.
And the Jim Henson documentary.
Now, I did not see Jim Henson yet.
I watched them both, man. If you need your faith in the goodness of humanity restored,
yeah,
watch both those.
Yeah, Gene Wilder
Gene Wilder. You know what I walked away with that in?
What?
He was just a good guy.
He was, and you know what else I got from that movie? Life is not fair.
No,
it fucking sucks.
Dude, he marries Gilda Radner and almost immediately she gets pregnant, and then they find out she has an ectopic pregnancy, and like, oh, by the way, you have cancer.
Yeah.
And then she's dead.
Yeah, and then he gets remarried again,
Yes.
And he's like, I've been the happiest I've ever been in my life, and he's in his twilight years.
And then boom, Alzheimer's, dementia.
For a guy who's so brilliant and smart and such a talented actor, to see him get Alzheimer's and just rot away like that.
And you hear all these stories where like, oh, if you want to like increase your chance of not getting Alzheimer's and being like with it in your own, make sure you're active and involved. And he was like active, involved. He did art. He did music. He did everything.
Oh, just beautiful.
Wrote.
And yeah, I mean, the story about how he met Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Well, Mel Brooks is 98, sharp as a fucking
Holy
tack.
fuck. He should run for president.
Protect that man at all costs.
He should run for president. Fuck these two doddering old idiots, Dopey and Dummy.
Shing, shang, shang, shing,
Oh,
shang.
we beat-
We're not even
we-
going to get into that
we
because that
beat-
was just horseshit.
We beat Medicare.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. We're doomed as a nation.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but
So those were great.
yeah, I mean, I didn't catch the Jim Henson one.
Jim
I do.
Henson one was really good. It's just there's a lot of stuff I didn't know. I didn't know. Fun
Okay.
fact for your fun fact knapsack.
Boom, it's Oz.
Do you know where the term Muppet comes from?
No.
So the things that Jim Henson made were not puppets
Okay.
and they were not marionettes. They were a combination between a marionette and a puppet.
Oh, a Muppet.
A Muppet. Because
Ah.
marionettes are the things with the strings.
Yep.
Where they make their arms and everything move, and a puppet, you're just moving their mouth. So he combined that, moving the mouth and moving their limbs. And I didn't know, here's one. Big Bird sang It Ain't Easy Being Green at Jim Henson's funeral.
God damn it.
And there's a reason half your freaking favorite Muppets always have like one hand held in front of them and one hand that moves,
What was that?
because they move one hand and the other hand moves the mouth. Even Big Bird, his hand is like up in the air like this in Big Bird's head to make his mouth move.
Wow.
Yeah, Carol Spinney, who we almost lost Carol Spinney.
That's true. We almost did.
He was supposed to be on the space shuttle.
Ooh.
He was supposed to be on the
That's
Challenger
right.
that blew up.
The Endeavor Challenger.
Anyway, book. I told Kate they were so good. I don't say this often about documentaries. I told Kate, I was like, they were so good. If you want to watch them, I'll watch them again.
Oh, yeah.
They were so good.
Yeah, the Gene Wilder one, I was telling my mom about it, and I was just like, the thing I got out of it is just like the amount of movies between, the producers, which I
Yeah.
forgot he was in the producers, because I just always remember the other one.
And his relationship with Richard Pryor.
Yeah, and how sad was that? He's like, I knew he was fucking all doped up, and I just couldn't help him. And,
Yep.
he's like... And the fact that they weren't really, like, good friends.
Yeah.
Like, they would just end, and I'm like, all right, see you later, buddy. And they would just leave, and that was it. But, yeah, the movies with Richard Pryor. I mean, Willy Wonka, obviously. Blazing Saddles. I didn't know he wrote a lot of Blazing... Or, no, it was... they had somebody else in for Blazing Saddles. He just jumped in last minute.
Yep.
And just, that movie, I forgot he did the Woody Allen movie about where he's in love with the sheep. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, a lot of movies I forgot about, but yeah, man, just two
Good people.
Good people. It's kind of like when I watch, like, the Mr. Rogers documentaries and
Yep.
stuff. Like, you better fucking bring your hankies. And I ain't mean to fucking jizz in them. I'm talking about actually crying in them. Or
Yeah.
you can jizz, too. I mean, whatever you're...
The
Jim Henson.
There's a fine line between the two.
I was just thinking about the point where I think we were watching Sesame Street, and we were both stoned out of our ass, and we're going like, isn't it funny how like this part doesn't move, it's their heads.
Top of their head. But watching that Jim Henson one, you realize like it's a peek behind that curtain that like everything is raised up. The Muppets, they couldn't get the Muppets made. They couldn't get the Muppet Show made. They had to go to England and get like some BBC company to make the Muppets. And then if everybody they shopped it to, ABC, NBC, CBS, like, we want to see a bunch of fucking puppets on the TV.
Yeah,
And
bullshit.
it fucking blew up. So, speaking of TV,
Wow, we got lots of TV to talk about.
I will quickly hit the one show that I watched that I'm sure you don't care about.
Which one's that?
It's called Our Lady Jane. It's
Okay.
I think it's on Hulu. Pretty sure it's on Hulu. It's a period piece. It's one of those medieval times. What if, Lady
okay.
Jane didn't, wasn't a damsel in distress? And look, if you like medieval shows, period shows that have a little bit of magic stuff in them, because there's a component of it where people turn into animals, and
Okay.
they're like the ostracized people, and they try and kill them off, and they're devil people. if you like that kind of stuff, I really enjoyed it. I was sucked in because, again, the guy who plays Preacher
Yes.
on what the fuck is his name?
The one I always get confused with Carl Urban.
Low rent Carl Urban.
Yeah, low rent Carl Urban. The Kirkman Carl Urban.
Oh,
There's Sabretooth.
who cares?
Stop with the fucking TV. Stop showing us. It's only a month away. Not even. Couple weeks.
Dominic Cooper.
Dom Cooper.
Dom Cooper stars in it. Well, he doesn't start it, but he's in it. He plays the bad guy.
Yeah.
It's a period show. If you really enjoy like medieval type TV shows, like what was that other one I watched where the girl was a fucking fairy or some shit like that? She had like she was possessed by the spirit of a fairy, and she could like beat the shit out of people. It's kind of like along those lines.
Hey, if that's what gets you hard.
Horses, knights.
Look,
princesses.
I used to goof on that shit, but now I watch House of the Dragon, so
Yeah.
we can get into that too.
Fuck
Oh
me.
my god, it's just
Anyway, let's
Yeah.
go Acolyte, Bear, Boys, and House of Dragon.
all right. So you want to do Acolyte first? So
Let's go for it.
Yeah. Well, we didn't talk about episode 4, but episode 4 and 5 kind of go together.
Episode 4 was because it was like light and dark.
Yeah.
And episode 4 was kind of a snooze fest for me.
Yeah, and it was just kind of confusing. Look, my take on it is that I'm still in the bag for it.
Oh, yeah, I am too.
The guy who played the Sith, or he could be Sith, he could be Apprentice, we don't know. There's so many theories out there.
He said, you called me Sith.
Some people would call me Sith.
Yeah.
Some people might call me...
I think he's the apprentice looking
Jack
for his own
Sparrow.
apprentice so he can kill. And there's a lot of theories now that both episodes came out. So the first episode ends with that, like, him coming and you going, oh, fuck, it's on. And then everybody lights up their lightsabers and that's it.
Yeah.
I was like, what, the fucking show finally gets good at the tail end of this episode?
Yeah, and then it just, like, did the old fucking cliffhanger. You're like, oh, balls?
Lots of fighting
Yeah.
in the next episode.
Yeah, I mean...
Lots of dying.
Lots of carnage, man. Holy crap. He's just... And I love his design. It's got kind of like... almost like an alien kind of Giger look, like teeth to it.
Well, there's some theory that, like, because that helmet that he wears, like, is resistant to lightsabers, they can't
Yes.
cut through it, that's why it's all welded together. He took pieces of, like, Beskar and other armor that you can't cut with a lightsaber and put it together to make a helmet out of it.
Yeah. It's very Knights of Ren
Yes,
kind of
like
looking.
when Kylo put his helmet back together.
Yep, yeah. And the fighting choreography. Now, the thing that... I mean, sure, there's some things in it that you're just going like, oh, boy. I mean, just the fact that...
wasn't the Wookiee's lightsaber made of wood?
Just fucking shut up.
Shut the fuck
Shut
up.
up. Here you go, TikTok. Shut the fuck
Would you
up.
use a wood dildo? I would not. Splinters.
Ouch. Yeah.
don't
No,
want
I mean,
splinters in my cooch.
you know what it is, too? Is that it's not even just the Acolyte. It's just other shows. Could you fucking turn the lights on a little bit? I can't
my
see
God.
shit. I'm like, I get it. It's supposed to be dark and there's lightsabers and stuff. And I'm like, who's that? And he's fucking ripping the shit. I mean, it was dark.
Dude, I
It
love
got
the way he
dark.
like stabs the one person and force pulls the other person onto it to make a fucking Jedi shish kebab.
He was badass.
You heard
man.
it here. That's the new terminology. Jedi shish kebab.
Yeah, a jesh kebab.
Shish kebab.
Real sad to see Saul's Apprentice eat it.
Oh,
She
yeah.
was really good.
That's the girl who was in Logan.
Yep.
She was
Yeah, we should
X-23.
pull up the names of these people, but it's just like, there was that. Basically, the only ones that survived were Saul and the twins. Pretty much.
And now
I mean,
they've traded places.
yeah, they're doing the old switcheroo. Which I mean, wouldn't Saul know that he's taking Reba with him?
Reba.
Reba McEntire. Thank you. Yord ate it. Thank
Yord
God.
ate it.
Fuck you. But no, I mean, he was just a typical Jedi that was like all kind of, high and mighty on himself.
She,
But yeah, I mean, a lot of...
Daphne Keene. Excuse me, holy
Yeah,
fuck.
Daphne Keene fucking ate it.
Who played her Jackie?
Yeah, Jackie.
Jackie Long.
Yeah, a lot of them. Now, there's so many theories that are coming out on this show. You have any theories about what's going on? Like, I think definitely the Jedi have something to do with it. The whole fight, like
I really,
Osha's twin did not freaking kill all those people or set that place on fire.
Right. What I'm starting to appreciate is what a bunch of fucking assholes the Jedis were. We've looked up to the Jedi for like series after series after movie after movie. Fucking Jedis are awesome. I want to be a
Jedis are
Jedi.
good.
Jedis are great. And now you're starting to lose. They're fine. They were fucking pieces of shit.
Pretty much. I mean, we kind of got it in the prequels too.
Yeah.
They were in deep with the fucking Senate and all that shit. They love power.
All they care about is looking good in politics.
Yeah, I mean, they talk about like the Sith are all obsessed about power. Fucking so is Jedi, you know. As much as people goof on the Last Jedi,
It's about who wields the power.
It's everybody. Yeah, exactly. Like as bad as everybody talks about the Last Jedi, with
Real
freaking
fucking professional there, burping into the mic, dude.
yeah. Anyway, God, I can't remember his name now.
Who?
In the Last Jedi, you know,
Luke.
he shows
His name was Luke Skywalker.
the code cracker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just like, he shows that, like, oh, look, they took money to build the X-Wings and, oh, the TIE Fighters, too. Like,
Yeah.
it's all the same shit, you know? So I think definitely, especially since old, Floaty McGee, he killed himself, and then the Wookiee, they all know something.
I think this week we're going to find out what they did.
We have to, because Saul keeps teasing it. He's like, wait till he gets on the ship, and then I tell you. And then it's just
I'm
like,
going to fuck the sheep.
yeah, and then he goes on the ship, but like they did something sinister in there, you know, because they're just as like they saw the Coven. I think they saw the Coven as a threat, and they were like, let's get the kids out of here. Let's steal the kids and then fucking kill the rest of them because they're a threat.
May is the one who
May is like the dark side one, and then Osha is the
right. May is now with Soul.
Yep.
And he thinks she's Osha.
Yep.
And I think what's going to happen is he's going to explain away what happened that day, which is going to be a different story than the Master told her.
Yeah.
And she's going to go, oh, it's not what I thought it was. But now the Master's going to tell Osha what he's been telling May all along about what happened. And May's going to turn dark because of it.
Oh, you mean Osha's going to turn dark?
Osha's going to turn dark because of it.
Yeah, I don't know. There are people that are review bombing and shitting on it. I'm like,
okay.
And in the beginning, we were just kind of like, oh man, this does not look good. But
not.
it's picking up, man. For me, I'm enjoying it still. I want to see
think
where
I would
it
have
goes.
enjoyed it more as a whole story and binge it once as opposed to week by week where I'm like annoyed that I'm like, what the fuck did they just give me?
Yeah, I mean, some of the ones where, I always say that Obi-Wan should have been a movie.
Yeah.
That would have been a tight 90-minute, 2-hour freaking
You're a
story.
tight minute.
Yeah, I am tight 2 minutes. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
How will you explain that?
I don't know.
I
Pedro,
won't.
you
I
got to
don't need-
explain this Acolyte
I
show to
don't
us.
need to fucking explain myself to you, Pedro.
But yeah, I'm holding on, man. It's getting better. It's getting better. But what else we got on
I'm
the list
glad
there?
the boys have put the fucking clutch and downshifted with the political shit this week. And gave me some fucking chickens on V. The Rhode Island Red ripping your chest open.
Rhode Island Red!
What is that? The chicken comes through his fucking chest. And the flying sheep.
Oh, that. And then fucking Huey's dad.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I felt so...
Comes full circle. Fucking Huey's dad killing people like fucking A-Train killed people and set Huey down this path.
Yep, and A-Train was the one who gave Huey the V.
Yep.
So, I mean, Huey wasn't going to give it to him.
No.
The mom was
The
like,
mom
I
did.
thought that's what you wanted. And I felt so bad for her. But, he was... I ain't going out like Jar Jar.
I'm not going out. I don't want to go out like Jar Jar. Which is funny because fucking Simon Pegg fucking hates Jar Jar.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, it's well known that he fucking hates that character. But I mean, that was heartbreaking.
Oh,
the
yeah.
fact that your father, who you're like, man, I'll just let him go. We'll pull the plug. It'll be okay.
I gotta take Huey down to the Vought store to get him a Tech Night doll.
Oh, and Simon Pegg fucking killed it in that fucking
He doesn't
role.
get credit for being as good as he actually is.
Yeah, he was really good.
I think
in
he's
that.
often overlooked at how fucking talented that man is. Probably because a lot of what he does is comical.
Yeah, but he was super good in this
Yeah.
in this show. His death was it's almost like you got to wake him up just to kind of say goodbye to him, and then which was poetic. But then now here's my theory too. So now Billy Butcher's got that guy who made the V,
Right.
the V virus,
Right.
cut his leg off, and he's hanging out with freaking Negan, right? Do you
Negan's
think
not real.
you think it's a Fight Club?
I think a fucking
I
think he's
he's
just
a Fight
hallucinating
Club.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the theory that's going around, that he's like one of those Fight Club. Like, and it's so funny because they put him in like at all the promo, like, you know, Jeffrey D. Morgan. He's in it like a little bit. He's
Yeah.
not in it all the time. I mean, he's great.
I look at it and I'm like, they could have filmed every one of Jeffrey D. Morgan's scenes like in a single day.
Probably kind of like that movie Fall that he was in.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I hope they paid you a shitload of money for that piece of shit movie. He must have been there for like one day.
I'll go back up to my farm and
Sell at my candy store.
so.
Yeah, but the boys are still
And they
rocking
bring
it.
back the Godolkin, the heroes of Godolkin, who are not the heroes. Typical Vought, they take the fucking villains and elevate them to hero status while the real heroes are sitting fucking locked up somewhere.
Yep, and they were goofing on Marvel like a motherfucker. with
Oh, God, yeah.
level 6 to 19.
Phases 6 to 19.
Yeah, and all those freaking shows.
The reshoots, it's the most expensive show ever made.
Vought Plus.
Well, I didn't realize, too, Marvel now builds fucking reshoots into their budget. They plan for it ahead of time.
I think most films do. At least films of that magnitude, they always allow for reshoots, I think. But yeah, Marvel's probably going to put it in. I mean, how many Captain America, I think, has been reshot the whole thing.
Yeah.
Daredevil, the same thing, too. It's just like, but hey, look, I'd rather them do that and put out something good than a piece of shit.
Yep.
They're just like, well, let's just throw it out, you know?
Give me dragons.
Give me dragons.
Just want dragons.
That's all you need. That's like the House of the Dragon. I tried to explain that to my mother. I'm like, it's like Succession with dragons.
Yeah. I've never
Pretty
watched
much.
Succession.
Pretty good. Pretty good show.
House of the Dragons was good this week.
It was good. Can't really tell you what happened.
Fucking Damon Targaryen. I'm gonna go out for a ride.
Oh, my sweet Prince Damon. He's upset.
And then he leaves, and he's gone. And then the old fucking whore he used to bang, who he promised to marry. She's like, it's Damon. It's what he does.
Yeah.
How are you surprised?
He's such a. I mean, everybody is Team Black.
Oh,
instead
yeah.
of Team Green. But I mean, Damon. He was just like, whoops.
I killed a baby.
Yeah, freaking Rhaenyra's just like, what the fuck? And he's like, I don't
Whoop.
know. I didn't tell him to do that. They just kind of made a mistake. My
What are you
bad.
gonna do? Wait, my bad.
My bad. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, I'm still Team Black.
Yeah, I'm
Even
still
though
Team Black.
freaking Team Green, that, oh God, she's banging the freaking,
Oh my god, she's banging the fucking night.
oh, dude, I'm sorry. Manal earmuffs. God damn, that.
Jesus Christ.
And the freaking, she comes in, oh, it was the episode where they freaking cut the kid's head off, and it was just,
Yeah.
she comes running in, and she's fucking riding the prince, riding the knight. And they send the twin in to kill his brother. You're just like, God
Oh, the
damn.
twins.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And then he fucking kills himself.
And it was, yeah, I mean, it's glad because at least they didn't do the old, like, it's me. No, it's not. Surprise, motherfucker.
He's the imposter. No, he's the imposter. No, he's the imposter.
Did you see that Screen Crush shirt?
No.
They have a Screen Crush shirt with the two
Knights.
brothers pointing like in Spider-Man. They have that shirt
funny.
out. I'm like, I got to get that one. But yeah, so much good TV out there right now.
I'm going to reserve talking about The Bear until I've actually finished it. I'm 3 episodes in, and it plays like a panic attack.
Yeah.
It literally plays like an anxiety-ridden panic attack.
I'm getting into it. Like, I haven't watched it yet. Like, it's funny because I've never watched any of The Bear. Manal watched the first season, but not the second season.
Okay.
So I'm like, well, I'm going to watch the first season. Then we can watch the second season together. Then we'll watch the third season.
Okay.
And she's like, I'll rewatch the first season if you want. I was like, I don't care. I just want to start watching it. He'll always be lit from Shameless, but it looks good. I've seen the trailer, and you can give. I didn't read the Totally take on it.
He gave it 3 out of 5 pals, which I kind of understand from what I'm watching, what he's saying. It doesn't, I don't think it holds up to the other ones so far, but I actually, right now, with the first 3 episodes, I'm really into it because it's giving me that, like, it's giving me the emotional charge that I think they're going for. I still don't understand how this show gets listed as a comedy.
Yeah.
That's weird to me because I don't find it as a comedy. I find it more of a roller coaster emotional ride of drama.
It does have some comedic elements in it. It's
Sure.
got that Matty Chef guy in it.
Yeah.
I know him. He's funny. I like
Okay,
watching
cousin.
him. Yeah, I have to get into The Bear. I have not watched it. But I hear
We'll
good
talk more
things.
about it after you've watched it.
I've heard good things.
So
Yeah, you could watch season 3, and then I can watch the first season and be like, hey, we'll do a back in time.
all right, Greg.
Oh,
Are you ready?
Shit, let's go. Let's do it.
From the big rock band, now he just looks like a big fat ham. It's time for Greg's Music News.
Meow, meow. Meow. All right, kids. It's music
Tits
time.
indeed.
Music time indeed. A lot of stuff came out, man. Ton of stuff. Added a bunch to the playlist over while we were absent. And there's some other stuff in there. First one I'll go on there is, we'll do this.
Can I help you, sir? Yes, what is this? Huh? This is whack. I can't get jiggy with this shit.
I thought you were dead.
Hey, kids. Biff Naked has a new album out.
Who?
Do you remember Biff Naked?
I do.
Yes. It's still looking good. She just came out with a new album. I put one of the songs on there called Roller Dome. It's called Champion. And yeah, she just put out a new album. It came out June 15th. Really good stuff. I mean, if you liked her other music, you'll definitely like that. She still looks great. And I've noticed too, man, on our playlist, a lot of female fronted bands.
Yeah.
That's our thing, man. The women are getting it done.
I like women.
I do. I like women too. Going on from that, there's a couple of bands on here that I ran into either through TikTok. The algorithms are doing their job.
Yeah.
First one was I opened up my Spotify one day, going down the old trip there, and it says, "Hey, new album by this band called Callisto." I'm like, okay, I don't know Callisto. It's got a skull on the cover.
Oh, that's
sure, I'll
cool.
check it out. They came out with a single called "This Is Awkward," and I listened to it. They have an album that came out in 2023. It came out in April. Great band. So I put one of their songs, "This Is Awkward," is their new single that came out this last year. So
Okay.
this is a late to the party. But I did put
Let's
on there.
see.
But it was one of those band. Like, look, all their albums kind of look the same.
I'm gonna jump ahead.
When you see the album cover with the skull, you're like, this
Yeah.
doesn't match.
No, it doesn't.
No, but it was a really good band. I'm like, all right, cool. The algorithm worked. Also, talking about algorithm was the Facebook one, that band Feldspar that we talked about.
Feldspar.
The Godless Bums, 2 Blocks from the Pope. No, something like that. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I didn't
But
play that.
they put out another single. They only had one for a while. Now they have this other one on here, Dead Friend Still Alive. Good. Good stuff. I mean, they're like a hardcore band from they live like right next to the Vatican. So
Yes,
it's like,
yes.
we talked about them on another, so they have another one on there. Another band, a band with a guy that they're local technically. They're a band called Brighter Than 1,000 Suns. They used to be on the same label as the Brady Bastards, but when they were called, they were called Roswell for a while. It was 2 guys, and then they were called something else. But now the blonde-haired guy is married to this girl, and they have this band called Brighter Than 1,000 Suns. And they used to be like really freaking like not metalcore, but like really technical. But they went back to their like 80s pop kind of sound, synth pop, and they have a new song out called "The Accumulator." Really good, man. That's such a talented band.
Sounds like a porn star name.
Yeah, it's just him and his wife, and they put out. It's very 80s. He's got the Flock of Seagulls kind of hair. Now, if you go back,
I feel like I should be putting a quarter into a fucking video game.
I know, and if you go back into their catalog a little bit under that same name, it's like you're like, okay. Now they're going back to their
I'll take it.
synth pop roots, man, which I love it, man. I'm glad to see you guys back. So, Brighter Than 1,000 Suns. Another single that came out was that band called Boy Jr. It was that girl, guy, they, him. Then there's a lot of, like I said, I'm a 53-year-old man. You gotta give me a little slack. I'm trying to figure it out. But she was the one that I saw on TikTok. She had, they had some funny videos. they see it's hard, man. I'm trying. They have an album, a single called "Bullying Myself." Really like them. They are great. Go check them out. And one other one on there, another one, a TikTok. And now I was watching this TikTok, and it was from a band called Kim Dracula.
Oh,
Okay.
Kim Dracula.
I'm looking at it, and I'm watching the TikTok. I'm like, oh, she's got a real deep voice. Totally passable. Not saying that I don't know what they identify as.
Okay.
I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, girl, blonde, wearing like almost kind of like My Chemical Romance looking, like, you know, suit and everything. But I'm like, wow, her voice is really deep. And then I'm watching it, and then I'm going down the rabbit hole, going through it. And halfway through it, I see that she has a full beard, and she's singing in the band. I'm like, oh, it's they, them. I get it now. Okay. Kim Dracula, really good. I guess apparently they had opened for a couple of bigger bands like Day to Remember. Or their music is just out there. They're just, they played on Rocklahoma. Never heard of this band. And I was like, okay. Very, theatrical, kind of My Chemical Romance looking, but like they have the ghost kind of mask with the...
Right.
The song that I put on there, Make Me Famous, it's just all over the place. Like, you're just like, what the fuck is this band doing? But I really...
Do you want me to play a
Play a
snippet?
snip. Play a snip if you want to snip it.
Okay.
Good times, right?
And of course, we'll always give it to him.
You know what I'm getting?
Marilyn Manson.
Like, very, like, techno-industrial.
Yeah.
Like early Skinny Puppy Ministry shit.
They got a lot of that, like, industrial. They also have, like, almost like a Mr. Bungle flair where it's just all over the place.
Okay.
Great stage show. I was like, God damn. I'm like, all right, so I'm a fan. I put them on there. Other than that, there's been a lot of same thing. Couch Slut. They got a new song out. Love me some Couch Slut. They have a new song called Full Disclosure. They were really, really heavy too, but they seem to be kind of not slowing it down, but like another female-fronted band. More singing, less screaming. A little
Screamo.
bit. Yeah, if you heard some early Couch Slut, you're like, okay, Couch Slut. What do you want? Their band. That's one of the bands where I was looking through recommended, and I'm like, if there's a band called Couch Slut, I'm going to listen.
I can't hear you say Couch Slut and not think of Pete Sullivan.
Yeah, Pete Sullivan was a couch slut.
He slept on our couch for a while.
And some DNA on that. Oh, also, our friends 200 Stab Wounds, they put out their full-length album, Manual Manic Procedures. If you're into that death metal, man, you can't go wrong. Your favorite band, Wilco, came out with an EP.
Oh.
Bro, cunt, pass it down.
No, I always tease because you're like, I don't get it. I'm like, I don't really get it that much either. Daughtry has a new song out, Nervous. A lot of stuff out there, guys. Oh, another hardcore band called Gel. Did I put this song on the playlist? I don't know, but it is going on right now. It's a band. It's a song called Persona. Newer hardcore band, really good. But other than that, man, just a lot of singles, a lot of re-releases. I was listening to the Enough's Enough 1987 demos. That sounded just like the regular songs.
I hate when there's songs on my like Discover Weekly list.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like new releases, and I'm like, is that new? Like,
yeah, it's not really.
Like Ween, Junkie Boy, that's not new.
No, but I think what they do, and I think it's especially with
the Pixies.
Yeah. The one I think what they do, like a lot of times when Enough's Enough, is like the singer isn't in the band anymore, right?
Right.
So if they re-release it under like the 87 demos, he ain't getting the royalties for that shit.
Right. Kind of like pulling a Taylor Swift. That's what I call it.
Yep. Yeah, so a lot of bands will do that now. I mean, I listen to it and I'm like, It's mostly their first record, Enough's Enough, which, you know, I do love Enough's Enough. They have some great songs. But I'm like, this doesn't sound any different than the first album. I don't hear any difference, and why did you do it? Money. That's what did it. Money. That's pretty much it.
I don't know how new this new 311 song is.
311?
Yeah, you're
311.
You're going to get it.
Oh, you're going to get it. It says June 7th.
Yeah.
See it coming like a train in the distance. Watching
It's fucking 311.
Can't go wrong.
Not bad.
With it. But I think we did it, man.
We
We
did.
got through it. We're sweating in the sweat box. We're going to put that fan back on.
I'm
We're
going
going
to
to
put
touch
it
each
on fucking
other.
high. I'm going to fucking go outside and
Hot tour on that
hot
thing.
tour. Hot tour. Hot tour.